This is an exercise which deals with the mixed costs and the break-even in sales. So I'm going to be looking at both of those issues, the break-even in sales and the sales mix. Anytime we're looking at the sales mix, we have more than one product. In this case, they have two products. As we can see, we have MP3 players and satellite radios. They ask us the very first thing to do is compute the break-even sales in units for both products. To figure out the break-even, of course, we use that basic formula where the break-even is equal to our fixed costs divided by our contribution margin. And that will tell us how many units we're going to have. Contribution margin, of course, is sales minus variable cost. So, for each one of these units, we can make our calculation taking the selling price, and we're going to subtract the $60 variable cost, and that's going to give me a contribution margin for the MP3 players of $20 per unit. And for the satellite radio, $200 sales price, we're going to subtract $120 in variable cost, and that will give me an $80 per unit contribution margin. Now we're not done here because we have a sales mix. We're selling more than one product, so we have to figure out how much that contribution margin for each unit represents the total sales. So as we read the question, I'm going to do a little erasing, clean it up. The MP3 players, the fixed costs are $598,400, and at 20% are the MP3 players and 80% of the satellite radios. So we can take this next step. I'm going to multiply the $20 times 20%, and of course that equals $4. And then we're going to look at the 80% for the satellite radios. So that's the percentage of sales that the satellite radios represents, and that's going to be $16. So our combined contribution margin in this case, based on the sales mix, is $20. We can now do the calculation of what the break-even point is, and that's going to be my fixed cost, which is $598,400. $598,400. Divide that by the $20 contribution margin. When I make that division, I get 29,920 for a result. The next portion of this question, B, says how many units of each MP3 and satellite radios would be sold at the break-even point. Well, again, we're going to use our ratio, and we'll take the number of units here, 29,920, multiplied by the respective percentage. So for the satellite radios, we take 29,920 times 20%, and we'll also take the 29,920 times 80% for the satellite radios, and we'll make that calculation. For the MP3 players, it's 5,984 units, and for the satellite radios, it's 23,936 units. Hope you enjoyed this demo. Have a great day.